Alright. What's up, guys?
Why did you
Pretty
say
good.
that very irascibly, Mr.
Raspidly?
Very
Because
what?
I love breathing.
She just invented a new word.
I did.
She's so smart.
Raspidly?
Yes.
Raspberry Pi.
Rapidly.
Rapidly? That's a
Yes.
word.
No, I'm trying to say
Yeah.
the word exasperate. That's what I was trying to say.
Exasperate.
Yes, when you
You
said
made it. You finally made it, actually. That's
Mhm.
good.
I'm
Improvement.
That's because I'm starstruck because the Chanets is here.
I know, me
Yeah.
too.
I've been dying for this moment.
Me too.
Really?
So
Really? Damn.
yeah. So today I'm
Trying to
excited
understand
to
why.
welcome Chanets. He's a very talented level designer. Not pro, but talented.
That's
And
what they
a
say.
good 3D modeler with a lot of experience in modding and like modding for games for what, like Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh, well, not really Half-Life 2. I tried Half-Life 2 and Source Engine in general, but not really Source Engine because the Source Engine is a tangled mess of code, and usually the editor is not really that friendly, or at least it wasn't back in the day. So I didn't really wanted to work on it, to work with it. So I dropped it and started learning GoldSrc. So
Oh, GoldSrc,
every game or mod based on the Half-Life 1 engine, pretty much.
yeah.
But mainly Half-Life 1, yes.
Mainly
No,
Half-Life 1.
that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Wow.
Well, you should be hearing it everywhere because it's the 20th anniversary.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was about to say that and mention it. You guys saw that, right?
That's the 20th anniversary of Half-Life 2. Or
Wow.
Half-Life 1 is actually the 26th anniversary.
I literally just saw that before like getting on here and I was like, they're getting us things.
Yeah. They're still working on it. They're still making updates.
I'm still waiting for the RTX. I've
Yeah,
been
that too.
I've been actually playing on I've been actually playing episode 1 and 2 on VR.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
How is that?
It's pretty cool.
Can't do that.
It's pretty good, especially when the dog throws you out inside the what's it called, the big factory at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, in VR is a different experience. Like you're in the car, right? You go
Yeah.
inside, and then he throws you inside the warehouse where they make all
Yeah.
these mutants. That was a cool experience.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So, can you tell us a little bit about your journey in level designing? Like what gets you started? What drew you into Jack?
What inspired you?
Well, mainly, the main game I started playing when I first created a Steam account was Half-Life 2. But I did play Half-Life 1 back in 1998 because yes, I'm that old. Um, and there wasn't Steam at that time, so and no internet. I had no internet. I started having internet in like 2001 or something, just right when Windows XP came out. And back in 2004, when Half-Life 2 came out, I created a Steam account and then noticed that there was also another game called Counter-Strike Source, which I
Okay.
knew that there was a Counter-Strike game because I played the 1.0 version. There was the CD-ROM version, basically the very first shipped version of Counter-Strike, and it was called Half-Life Counter-Strike. That's the full name of the game.
I remember the CD cover and everything with the counter terrorist or whatever.
Yeah, I played
Yeah,
that one too.
yeah,
But so you started playing with when Half-Life 1
Wow.
was out, right?
yeah. I actually started playing games back in '95, but that's a different thing. But yeah, when I basically played Half-Life 2, then I discovered this online multiplayer game that was Counter-Strike Source, and I didn't have internet to play Counter-Strike 1.0, so I didn't really bother thinking about playing in the online. So I started with Counter-Strike Source in 2004
Hmm.
and joined my first clan in 2005, which was one of the most popular clans in Italy.
Wow.
Because I'm Italian, if if the audience don't know that. Then I started seeing some custom maps, the servers I played,
Mm.
and I was like, how do people do these things? I mean, I want to do this too.
Right.
And
They were
I knew a
cool.
bunch of I knew a bunch of people. I met a bunch
Mhm.
of people, and they introduced me to the Hammer editor, which was the main the main software that people would use to create Counter-Strike source maps. And so I started fiddling with it and tried to search for tutorials. And there was no YouTube at that time, so I didn't really had a way
Right.
to understand how to do that. So I had to ask people or just find some documentations online.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
remember those times.
Archives.
IRC, right?
yeah,
Did you use IRC for help?
no,
Or
no, I didn't use
Merc?
RC.
What was it called? Merc? I
Yeah,
think.
but it was Merc. Yeah, it was Merc, but I didn't use that. No, I basically just used Google, random Google. Actually, it was Lycos at the time, but still.
It was like Bling or something.
It
Some
was
weird search
Lycos.
engine.
It was Lycos or Virgilio. I don't know if you guys remember
Virgilio.
that. Yeah, Google wasn't really that popular at the time, not in Italy at least. It was a different thing because in America, yeah, everyone will use Google, I guess, but not in Italy. Um,
I'm trying
so
to
yeah, I started
remember
searching for it.
what was popular back then, but I can't remember on top of my head.
Ask Jeeves. All that
Or
stuff.
AOL maybe, if you had AOL.
No, that's probably was something more
No.
American stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That was more
American
American.
Online. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
American
totally
Online.
different. So different sources, different like ways of learning things. But definitely that is like a blast from the past, the
Yeah.
hammer.
Nostalgia.
yeah,
Wow. I that was one of the first programs that I started with before I had a whole upgrade. I was stuck in that era of developing. So the fact that you mention it is like amazing because that hasn't been heard in a long time. Some people don't even know what that is. It's
yeah,
crazy.
most likely. Well, now I
Yeah.
guess not because people just know about Unity and Unreal Engine, I guess.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
not
Because
just
they're the most popular ones that people know they can basically start making either mods or full-fledged games, which you couldn't using Hammer because there was no like source code available for the source
Mhm.
engine, and you only had to basically make maps for existing games. And so people basically everyone started modding and not really making games. So I
Yeah.
basically learned how to use it, and I made a bunch of maps, a bunch of maps, but I never released one.
Hmm.
I guess I know I released one, but it was a very crappy map. I'm not really proud of it at all. Um,
As every
and
artist says to themselves, they don't always,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
yeah,
know.
Hammer was very difficult to work with. I remember you had to close out all your map, if I'm not mistaken, or else there was a leak. That was my biggest
yeah.
issue
It
with
basically
Hammer.
works. It basically works the opposite as the Unreal Engine One, because in Unreal Engine One you basically have all the space that's filled in CSG brushes, and you have to cut through the CSG to make space. While
Hmm.
in Source Engine and GoldSrc Engine, it's basically everything is void. There's nothing, and you just add brushes to create space. That's why you have to close off the areas, because if there's an area that can basically go through the void and
Hmm.
actually touch the void, that's going to basically forcing the engine, I guess, to render everything outside of it. So it wasn't really a good thing. So you had to close off the map with brushes,
Right.
geometry, I'd say. Yeah. So basically, um, then I started experiencing some weird stuff in Hammer, and I've basically spoken with a bunch of people and told me that Hammer is bugged, and it didn't
Mhm.
really keep any. It didn't keep really like a detailed version of the map because there was some issues with floating point precision. And so all the vertices, every time you reopen the map in the editor, all the vertices basically were not in place, in the correct place you placed them. So you basically had to remake the geometry once again, because that will basically make either a map leak or just geometry mess up. And I didn't like that. So I was like, is there another alternative? So I tried Hammer 3, because Hammer for Source is Hammer 4.
Wait,
Hammer 3 is
how many hammers are there right now? I haven't been up to Half-Life.
Right now, where this Hammer 5, which is the last one, which is used for Counter-Strike 2.
Was Half-Life Alyx created on that?
I believe so, yeah. I believe so, yeah.
5.
It's Hammer 5, yes. And it became public with Half-Life Alyx, but then it became like a more refined version when Counter-Strike 2 got released.
Yeah.
At first it was called WordCraft, and it was used to make Quake 1. Quake 1, yeah, it was WordCraft. I believe it was used to make Quake 1. I'm not really remember. I don't really remember everything about it, but still, the first version of Hammer was called WordCraft. Yeah, and Hammer 3 was basically the Valve version of Hammer to create Half-Life maps. So I downloaded it and I set it up, and I noticed that all the problems I was having with Hammer 4 was not present in Hammer 3. So I got sold pretty much. And then I started and I learned everything about it, most of it, actually not everything, but I'm still kind of learning. But then I dropped it because different interests and stuff like that.
Right.
So you don't really get to know everything. Just like I guess you, Sketch, don't know everything about Unreal Engine 4. There's still some stuff you don't know about it, but you still know it very well as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's still something that you can learn about it. But yeah, I basically started like that.
Can you tell me how'd you get into Jack after learning Hammer? So can Jack make levels for Hammer 5 games?
No, it cannot. It can only be used to make maps for basically any GoldSrc engine game, and Quake 1, 2, and even 3, I guess. Yes, you can even use it to make maps for Quake 3 because it has like a specific set of code that are available only in the basically in the Quake 3 editors that were used, which I believe was like something like Quark was used for Quake 3 or Net Radiant.
So
it can also be used to make that.
How did you get levels from Jack work with Unreal Engine? Is there a way you can show us a little, like a quick demonstration?
Well, yeah, I can show something. Yeah, I guess.
Maybe make a small box, and who knows? Maybe you can show me how to export. Simple stuff like how to export it. And I don't know how Dark would add his levels into. I mean, how he would get your BSPs, I guess, and put it into Unreal.
Not really. It's actually a bit more complicated than that. I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious about that. I never understood how. I just like added it to the game.
Yeah.
Let me set the stream.
Orange Man.
Okay, so this is a simple box map, classic. Yeah. And basically what I will do is either do file and do export object, which you cannot do with Hammer 3. You can only do that with Jack. He has an object export function. Or you can simply do something different, like you can compile the map. I can compile it real quick. I can save it as, let's keep stuff organized.
Dang, that's man. I can see
That
your
is so
OCD.
organized.
And
I
that's
could never
only
be
one
that.
folder. That's only one folder.
I could
I'm not
never
gonna
be that
I'm not gonna
organized.
lie. After like learning all this like stuff, like tech side and everything, I'm starting to notice people's workflows are so different than everybody else's. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I try to keep stuff organized for the sake of it because I have so many stuff and I really need to get this sorted out.
You should see my
Yeah, no.
blueprint. It's amazing.
Dude, your stuff is really messy. I've seen your desktop sketch and it's
It's
like
beautiful.
no, no, it's gonna Janet, it will give you so much like anxiety seeing his desktop.
I saw it. I also seen his code interviewing before. Yeah, he knows what I think about it.
I've gotten better since I started. That's for sure.
He's becoming more organized.
It's
You
my
know?
it's my creative space.
This is great. This is
Okay,
chaotic.
there you go. This is test map 1 BSP. If I open it with my usual viewer, which is BSP viewer, you can see a damn thing. Okay,
Oh, wow.
this is the map. Okay, I can either do this here. I can do export as some file, XVDS file, map file, and some stuff, or I can just open the map with a different editor and export it as object. But recently, a new tool came out, and it's called Source.io, and it's a Blender plugin. I have to update my Blender for some reason. Hold up. Hopefully it doesn't take too much. Yeah, okay. And basically you can straight import BSP compiled maps from source, GoldSrc, and source2 engines. And it basically imports everything from models, textures, and everything pretty much. So you don't need to do any particular work to make it work. So hopefully the plugin is still installed after the Blender update, because Blender every time it updates tends to remove the plugins. So hopefully it doesn't. Import, of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. Yeah, of course it doesn't. So I have to.
It's alright.
I have to reinstall it. No, actually, I don't have to reinstall it. I think I have it in my desktop. Hopefully.
Freaking plugins are always a headache sometimes. The add-on.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Oh,
they're like, yeah, they're like really ridiculous sometimes. You have to like literally go from folder and re-upload them sometimes. It's a headache. I keep it minimal when I do Blender.
Yeah, but this kind of stuff is pretty vital to me. Yeah, it's pretty vital. So I need it. I always reinstall it with the same purpose. Yeah, source engine assets. There you go. You can import GoldSrc or source model, GoldSrc map, source textures, source skybox, source material, source2 model, source2 physics, source2 map, packet map, even BPKs, source2 texture, and source2 material. In this case, we just need a BSP for GoldSrc, so BSP map, GoldSrc map.
Wow.
And we just take the
so you can see, Roxy, you could do a lot with Blender. Not just.
I'm seeing this. Yes.
There's like Blender can be a gateway to
world.
many things.
It's a whole world.
So wait,
yes.
you can import a whole BSP?
Yes, I should be able to, but apparently this version is kind of bugged. This new version. So let me try.
It's giving issues. I can see
now. Let me try using another version of Blender, because yes, I am prepared. I always take different Blender versions. This is Blender 2.9. Hopefully this is going to work.
He's got all the blenders. He's got all the versions.
I have 4 different versions. 4 different versions.
When did you learn Blender? How long have you been learning Blender? Just curious.
Well, a couple of years, I guess.
Like, what would you say? Like 7, 5, 4?
Like what? The amount, like from 1 to 10?
Like, yeah, like how many years?
How many years have you been on Blender?
2. I guess 2 years. 2 years, 2 to 3 years. I don't know.
What?
But
Yeah.
see, he doesn't use Blender
Like how I would like to
yeah.
learn it.
He uses
Wow.
I'm assuming you use it as like a gateway to like import export, but he
Yeah,
occasionally does model for us, but
Wow.
he has
Do you have
made
that's what
any?
I do. I don't really create that many models with Blender. See,
Hmm.
I have this. Oh my god, hold up.
recently. I think the last thing he's been doing is creating like furniture, fences. I think
Oh.
fences, simple stuff, which works
Huh?
well.
You know what's crazy? I feel like Chanets is definitely from a time of gaming and like developing that when like gamers he was in the most complex time yet the most open like spaced like room to grow kind of thing because it started from gaming, right? Remember back in the days when we used to play Counter-Strike, like
Right.
huge development teams started just for modding Counter-Strike itself because of the maps. Remember
Yeah,
like Jurassic Park maps, all the like different mini games, all the different zombie types. It was such a big world, Counter Strike, like introduced to like with all the other games and mods on the side. It's crazy. Like build a whole community.
Shannon, have you ever
Like
played
it's just
JK2? Jedi
wild.
Knight? Jedi Knight 2?
That was a whole different thing, dude. But
No,
yeah,
what I'm trying to say is that there was a custom editor that it felt like Hammer. I think JK2
it
had its
was
own level.
Hammer.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Hammer.
I think it was a different Quake editor, but it was like related to Hammer. I want to say. I want to
One
ask
second,
that.
guys.
uh,
I'll be right back.
I don't really. It might be Warcraft or just Quark or
Quark.
Net
That's what it
Radiant.
was. I
Yeah,
think.
it was Net Radiant. That's also being used for like creating Doom
Okay.
3 maps, yeah, and stuff like that. Everything like Tech 3 and 4, I guess. Yeah, maybe even 5, but don't take my word for it.
Got it.
Actually, today it doesn't want to work for some reason. Maybe this Blender version is not right. Let me just try to download a new version
Did
of Source.io
Did you
and
just
see if
upgrade it or?
I upgraded Blender, but maybe the version I have of Source.io is not compatible with the
Okay.
new version. So
Oh, okay.
let's try to get a new version of
From
Source.io and see if that fixes.
Okay.
We got releases and see if there's a new update or something. 3 days ago. Yeah, I guess is the
You'll take it.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
What you guys got going on then?
He's gonna get the newer version of Source.io
yeah,
instead of using Steam. Because sometimes they don't have it up to date. Because you have to, if
yeah,
you're
maybe
the
that's the
Steam
thing.
developer, you gotta update the repo and whatnot. Sometimes devs get lazy.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell happened? This is Jack. This is I'm telling you, this is Jack. Every time I stream Jack, for some reason,
It
it
causes issue.
yeah, I don't know why it's that. I have absolutely no idea why it's that. Restart the
Jack,
stream.
because
It's the
Jack,
client side type stuff.
because
Jack
Jack,
is Jack.
because Jack don't want to show you Jack.
You don't want to show Jack shit. Okay, let's do this again. What the hell is it? Okay. Screen 1, go live.
Let's
Okay,
do this.
it should be okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's
So the real question
retry.
is, how many monitors do you have, Chanets? That's the
I have
real
two
question.
monitors. I have
Yeah,
two
too.
monitors.
I was thinking you
I
had
w-
like 6 or 8, man.
no, I would like to have 3 actually, but I don't have the space for them, so I'm stuck with 2 actually.
Get those what's it called?
Those
Those
those wall
mounts.
shelves.
Are those
Oh yeah, that
The
mounts
works
what?
too.
like mounts? Wait.
Nah, no, it's about space. Like in the room, I don't really have space for 3. We'll just I don't really have the space to make them.
You can get those wall shelves. Be like, here, I'm gonna put all these monitors against the wall and hope it doesn't fall.
Yeah, that too.
So is it true that it Italians eat pizza and they start off in the middle like a pie?
Oh my god, I don't know why this is a thing.
I heard this. I saw this YouTuber saying that Italians don't cut their pizza in slices;
The
they eat it
answer
like a
is
pie.
no. The answer
Okay.
is no, because we are not stupid. We're not dumb, I guess.
Okay,
But
then he was lying
yeah,
then.
yeah,
It was a
definitely.
rumor. I heard Chanets actually has 4 hands.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
heard that too.
That's how he does it to level design. Is
yeah.
this true?
Yeah, I
Just like
Okay,
guess
it's
so
amazing.
the rumors were
That's the
true.
truth. Yeah,
so
it's
that
true.
makes sense.
Okay, no, there's either something wrong with the map. Let me try import. Let's import another map, like a source map, so you can actually see the difference.
Like
If
a
you guys
Modification
But
project, right?
if you guys just tuned in, he's getting it working.
Yeah, he's
that's
trying to get he's trying to
You
show him
got
the
two
project
you
from
got two
Jack
people in,
to
they're just
Blender.
coming in,
yeah. Let's try to import something easy, like I don't know, Assault. Let's try Dust 2. Let's try the classic Dust 2,
Does
so
too, yeah.
everyone knows it.
I gotta see those.
Everyone knows it. So let's try it.
Oh,
Info, logic, rope, cube maps, no. Okay, that'll do, I guess. Okay, it's doing something now.
it's
Apparently, there's an issue with
Holy
there's an
crap.
issue.
ooh, that is an issue. I can see it.
Yep.
Whoa.
I guess maybe.
What a beautiful floor.
So that's those two,
Yeah,
huh?
it's missing the floor, but I guess I have the textures. Hopefully.
That's a classic.
How,
That's a
how do you
classic.
get all the textures? Like you, essentially, you kind of you could steal a game.
Mm, kind of, but
Why would he ask
these
such a
games are so
question?
old that Dust 2 has been ported over like 1,000 different games, so I won't bother. I
Yeah,
don't think
makes
Valve
sense.
bothers. Uh,
That's such a brave question to ask, Edge.
No, I'm just saying in general. It's like from what I
but
see, it's
technically, yeah, you could actually, because
Oh
this tool
my.
actually ports the maps, but doesn't port the gameplay at all. So you can't steal
oh
full
yeah.
games. You just port maps, just port the
Interesting.
assets.
How
I'm
do you get
taking
the
notes.
textures? How do you get the textures in there?
Technically, that's the exact way you get textures. I mean, you just import back the BSP the way it is, but it
Oh, okay.
doesn't seem to be working. I don't know why, but it's not working. But pretty much, I should have no recent files, of course. I should have a Dust 2 already saved, which I imported using this tool, which today apparently doesn't want to work.
It's okay. Maybe
Documents, Blender projects. Let's see. I should have.
maybe you could show us a simple tutorial on how to use Jack, because I don't know how to use Jack
I
for
don't even know
Jack.
what that is. Honestly.
Oh
Okay.
no, let's
Wow,
go.
there we go.
Dang.
Hey, that is beautiful. But why does it look like that? The colors. I'm just curious.
Because I'm using this this
Oh,
view, I'm now switching to the material preview,
that's such a
and I
dumb
got all the
question.
textures. Yeah,
That was
it
a
takes some
Blender
time.
noob question, by the way. Wow. Damn, that's a lot
It
of
takes.
loading too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a very powerful CPU, so while
Mm,
streaming, this is getting pretty
heavy.
hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty heavy. Yeah.
I understand. But dang, that looks great. That looks
Dang,
great.
taking me back.
You're taking me back too. Can you show me?
Take-
Hey, Chanets, can you
What's
show
up?
us the spots that you used to camp in, like Loki?
Oh, there's
I absolutely despise camping.
double doors.
Just
Well, this
kidding.
game is basically
Yeah,
camping.
this is a
Yeah.
camp map.
This is a camp game.
Galore. This is the camp.
Unless you're playing free for all. If you're in a
Okay,
tournament,
wait, wait,
oh,
wait,
you
wait,
get
wait.
the.
Wait, real question, Chanets. I feel like back then when you played Counter Strike, you were a sniper. Is this true or no? Were you a sniper or the type of person to
Nah,
like
he'll
throw
run.
in?
Nah, I see Chanets as a guy that runs
You
with
think
an
so?
MP5 with an
I,
MP5.
I'm the one that people call the rusher.
Oh,
There you go.
you rushed right there, huh?
I knew
Right there.
it. I knew
I
it.
knew.
I rush. I don't give a damn about the team. I just rush and kill everybody I
Did
see.
you flashbang people?
He goes straight to
Yeah.
the double doors to go to the kind of terrorist spawn.
No, not
Chanets.
really, because going double doors is kind of
It's
tricky.
scary,
So
yeah, I know.
I either go A or B because
He's a
it's
That's
flashbanger
safer.
in A and B. That's what it
He's
is.
he's the first one to die at B.
actually yeah. That's why I prefer going to A, or either like going through A and just try to get people from
Oh my gosh.
here, from short.
He's giving me nostalgia.
I used to love camping at A catwalk. That was my
Yeah.
favorite spot to camp.
My
I like
favorite part. My favorite part to camp. You know that place in between spawns, like the middle. What was it called again? There was a name for it. Middle. It's like when you go up the stairs and you can go down in the middle of the map.
Oh, you mean
And
tunnel? This
yeah,
one?
tunnels. I used to love camping behind tunnel doors.
mhm.
And on those sides right there in that edge that you were, that was my favorite
Ooh.
spot to camp because I could just shoot people that run down the stairs, you know?
So
And
this one, the spot.
my favorite. You know what I love to do? I
Oh,
would be one of
remember?
those people that would throw
Wait,
grenades or
wait.
smoke bombs.
In that area, people used to like cheat, and they would get a boost from, and they'll go on top of the box. People would like camp on top of the box
Now,
right there.
actually, to go on top of the spot, you didn't need any
Yeah.
boost.
Oh, you didn't?
You can
Yeah,
just
you could
crouch
climb
jump.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
you can
Crouch
climb
jump,
those.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you just
But
basically
I do
camp here
remember
and
campers there. Yeah.
camp here and basically shoot people coming
I
from here.
hated those. I couldn't do it. I always needed a boost.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
It's a crouch jump. You learned that in Half-Life 1, in the
Oh
Half-Life
my
1
goodness.
tutorial.
Man, I
And
can't
they kept
believe
it.
you.
They kept the function in basically even Source 2 in Counter-Strike 2.
I can't believe
Dang.
I'm seeing the whole map on Blender.
I know, me too. This is amazing.
Can you change texture from here?
Yeah.
Wow.
See how? Oh, yeah. Teach Roxy how to change textures for the
Yeah, please. I suck at it.
Well, you
release.
first need to go to select
Uh-huh.
the geometry piece you want, and then press Tab to go into Edit mode, or just do it from here, Object mode, Edit mode. So you can select individual polygons, individual triangles. Then you bring up this little window,
Whoa.
Hacks.
and you select Shader Editor.
So you telling me that's not like that texture on the floor is not like a single texture or like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an asset. It's a node.
Nodes are just a thing to simplify the usage, but actually these are the thing you see here is a material. I mean, this one is basically base texture. This one, if I zoom in
Wait, so textures are made up of triangle.
and waited for it to load, see?
Oh,
This is
wow.
the texture.
It's all part of the map, right?
Yeah.
How would you
And I
change
can
that?
change it if I can use this. It should change. Yeah, it changed. Maybe I can use something more obvious. See?
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
It's actually kind of easy once you understand how it works.
This is above my
So-
pay grade right here.
So if I wanted to put Hello Kitty like floor designs, I could do that.
Of course, you can do whatever you want. You can even add normal maps. I mean, this one has a normal map, and it's a base texture.
How would she do it?
too,
Like,
I guess.
if she makes her own like
Yes.
plane, how would she apply that to? Like, let's say
Yeah.
try to make a plane right there in the world.
Oh, you mean like a plane and all?
Yeah. How can she add like a texture to it? I guess you could start
is inspiring.
there.
Plane, and where did it add the look?
Maybe in that open gray area.
It's usually in the middle.
Oh,
Let's just move it. There you go.
There you go. How?
It already has a texture applied for some.
So that node, all that.
I need to change. But when you let's just this.
Yeah, start a new project.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy, so that she understands better.
Because I'm even
Roxy has a like a one cell.
maybe that box you could probably edit. Oh, whatever.
Now I want to do it the thing from the beginning. So if she is about to add a mesh plane,
he's doing Blender for Noobs Part 2.
Yeah, you can scale it. You can if you press S on the keyboard, you can scale it.
Oh wow!
If you press S
hot.
and hold Control, you can scale it based on the grid and make it more precise.
Wow!
Right click basically defaults it to the previous state and deselects it.
Oh, right click. Okay.
With S and Y, you scale it only on the Y-axis. S and X, you scale it only on the X-axis. And if it's a three-dimensional model, you can use S and Z, and it scales on the Z-axis. But in this case, this is a plane, so you can't do that. Same goes for G, which moves the model.
Yeah, you grab
GY only on the Y-axis, GX on the X-axis, GZ on the Z-axis.
That's awesome.
And
That's
the same thing applies with Control. You can just scale it with the grid size.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast you do it, dude.
Let's just scale it up a bit.
I still forget. I forget my X and Y axis. It's terrible.
No, I actually it's a common problem because not every program uses the same X, Y, and Z coordinates. For instance, Z in Blender is up and down pretty much.
Yeah.
But in others, it can just be left and right.
Yep.
In Unity, Y is up and down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And while in a real engine, they're using basically the same coordinates as Blender. So Z is up and down, and X and Y are basically the same. So,
Chanets straight out spitting facts right now.
I know he is. He's schooling us.
He's
schooling us with knowledge.
So basically, you make sure to select it. You just see the outline, the orange outline. Bring up this window.
Yeah.
Roxy, did you know
here,
yes, I know.
Shader editor.
Okay.
You can see there's nothing here. You can see there's nothing here. You'd be like, why is there's nothing? Because you have to go in the material panel. Create new.
Oh.
And now you have this one. Now you have a material slot. And we can call it Cheeky Roxy.
There you go. Cheeky Roxy. How would you add like a JPEG or like a picture from Adobe Photoshop or something, or a meme?
Let's try something.
Whoa.
Let's try adding this thing I did for Bloodbound.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You can just drag it.
Oh.
Boom.
Dang, wow. Roxy, dang, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't do.
Facepalm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
If you're confused on which one, if you're confused of which one you dragged, you can just say the name here, and club, and the PNG and stuff.
How would you apply?
Just drag color to base color.
Oh, like blueprint.
Oh, and be sure to be in at least in viewport shading, otherwise you can see.
Oh.
So if you don't do that, okay, it's white. Once you connect it, boom.
Oh wow. Wait, what the heck? What the heck did you just do with the Bloodbound?
Can you apply it to a box? I want to see how it works instead of a plane.
Actually, you don't need to do that once you've set the material, because if you create a box like mesh cube, you just move it, scale a bit. Okay, you can just select the material you use.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
How can you scale texture?
UV editing. You go in UV editing.
Okay, now I haven't learned yet.
See, this is what
this one you can do basically this, and now it's a bit tricky because I don't really use that too much, but I will be able to do that eventually. Let's try to select. No, actually, I want the
There's always something more to learn in Blender, I see.
Yeah, unwrap. No, follow active quotes. No, it's
really cool. It's like Photoshop for 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's not. Let's try to do this. If I do this, okay, it's connected, so I have to disconnect all the vertices first. Which is
See, all of those I get confused with. There's a lot to like pick from and then to figure out and remember all those buttons.
Well, good thing this is a live
There's
stream.
like different techniques too.
You can probably go
Always.
back to this video if you get.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
See, there you
yeah,
each figuring it out.
No, it's
There's
not.
There's a lot of critical thinking you have to do in Blender too sometimes, like to make things work. From what I noticed.
Yeah, that too, but it's because I'm used to other programs, so I am not really used to this type of UV thingy.
You use different softwares, no?
I do, yeah. I use
You
CAD.
could also texture. You could texture with other ones. There's another one called what's that famous one? With the S sculpture or I forgot.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Sculpting.
Like, sculpting with
no,
like
it's only it's texturing, but it makes it easier. It's like drawing on top of a 3D object.
Oh wow.
Oh, in vertex painting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Forgot
Yeah,
the name of
especially
it.
yeah, you can do that. You can do it on the layout.
But this is cool too.
Go vertex paint.
Oh,
and
here.
You can basically select the color. Let's try pink. Actually, it's overlay or add. Let's try add. Oh, well, maybe I need to. I don't know how it's working. Paint hard, vertex paint, radius, strength.
Every time I see the UV editing stuff, it looks really tricky. So I feel like I'm kind of intimidated sometimes from even trying it. Because I know it's very tricky. There's a lot of different ways to do things.
Yeah, that's why Blender is so hard to use for a lot of people, because it's this pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on. Like there's so much. Like it's a whole universe kind of like when you work with Blender. You can do so much with it.
Oh, because it's texture paint. Yeah, okay, it's texture paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So basically,
and you can change the brush, huh?
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, I can change the brush.
It's so detailed. You can even
different strokes.
Yeah,
you can even smear the texture. See?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so cool what you can do with it.
And the good thing is that it basically updates the UV once you do this, and it adds to the UV automatically. So you don't really have to make a UV map specific for that. So you can just paint over the model, and it just creates a UV map because it's projected into the model directly.
Okay. Dang. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I wish I knew this stuff before when I used to make my own skins and models back in my Star Wars days. It would have helped me a lot. I was part of a huge modeling / skinning community back then. And I worked on like things like Milkshape, programs like that. And like what was the other one sketch? There was another one. Radiant? Was it Radiant?
Hey, Milkshake 3D?
Milkshake 3D, I used that one. That was the first one.
Oh my god, please, that's evil. That's evil.
Yeah, do you still crashes?
Believe it or not, but...
Yeah, the crashes. We were so bad.
Oh my goodness, he has it.
Oh my
I have it.
Are you serious?
Oh my goodness, nostalgia.
I do have it.
Please open it.
That was the standard.
That was the... Let's open the blue... Let's look at
that was the standard to make GoldSrc stuff, to make the GoldSrc stuff work with models and animations.
Oh my goodness,
nostalgia! You have to use this.
I have to ask, what kind of monster keeps Milkshape still in the computer?
Me.
I think he's stuck in 2019.
Yeah, but you had to use it. Otherwise, you couldn't have like animations working with GoldSrc. It was the only way. People hated it, but it was the only way.
the freaking.
I had friends that were really good at it. I also made
Yeah.
some models with it. I made like StarCrafts, like starships and whatnot. I wanted to make like
Yeah.
a space game on Half-Life 1 engine, and
I remember.
people shut me down. They're like, "Good luck making that work on the Half-Life 1 engine." I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
They
so
were making
The
stubborn.
good the good thing about this is that it supports a lot of stuff. A lot of
really.
you can import a lot of stuff.
Do
Tools you
people
get a
still
lot of
use
tools for
it?
Half-Life. I don't think so, but I do use it if I really have to import very old stuff. Like there
Jeez.
was
Chanets, this is. I.
import. There you go. See that? I mean, you can import a lot of stuff. You can import
That's
stuff
true.
like raw files, Kingpin MDX, which is the Kingpin Life of Crime models. You could import Vampire the Masquerade NOD files.
Oh
I mean,
no way!
you can do whatever you want. You can do. You can import a
Wow.
Unreal Engine skeletal mesh, like the Unreal Engine 1 skeletal mesh. Like you can just import this here and just export it
Oh,
back into a
Kingpin. I
reasonable
remember
format and just
Kingpin.
work it out in Blender. You know, it's easy. Yeah, it's just a fast thing. You know, even
Chanets.
text.
I'm looking at you sideways right now, man. Like I see
Chanets
you
is
got a
stuck on the
serious
past.
problem. Yes,
The
it's like
Sims. The Sims.
That's
You
the
to
first
upload
question.
one.
the same
Oh
stuff. Yeah.
God.
That's the first one.
Wow.
Jedi Knight. Jedi Knight
Oh
3DO. No One
yeah.
Lives Forever. You can do all
Wow.
this stuff. I don't
Wow.
even know what half of this stuff is. Like Bro Vision. I have no idea what it is.
Jeez.
Biovision? I do.
Doom
Doom
3.
3.
Doom 3 MD5, which is the models for
Wow.
Doom 3.
Hey, can you import a Half-Life 1 character in there?
Yes, I have to
This,
decompile it first and import Half-Life SMD.
Oh, and you got
uh,
Quake.
Yeah, Quake 2
That is
MD2, which is the
wow.
models. MD3, models for Quake 3. Unreal UT models. Serious Sam models. Max Payne models.
Oh, the Max
A lot
Payne
of
model.
stuff.
That's awesome.
definitely.
And you can also export stuff like, there's stuff like Collada. Let's see. Generic map, I don't know what that is. Q3 Radiant map. Q3 Radiant is the editor for Quake 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And you can also export stuff.
Unreal
And
Engine.
there's more. I mean, you can just click and go down.
Damn.
Raw, I don't know. This is all stuff. There's real stuff. That's why I keep it installed because it
Wow.
might just come useful, And there's also before Blender was a thing, was popular enough. I used to use a tool, DirectX Mesh Tools. This one,
Oh
which
wow.
doesn't open. Oh yeah, it does. So if you have a mesh, you could basically decimate the model and make it have less polygons. It's pretty
Wow.
tricky. It's pretty tricky, but it was something. I mean, you could do this. And let me just try to upload a model and see if I can. Word. Let's try an object. Hopefully, campfire.
This is super nostalgic to me right now. I
All right.
bet
What
Channis,
is?
I guarantee you have that old Counter-Strike map that was in the snow. I don't remember the name, but it was a snow map.
Iceberg.
I don't remember the
No, he
name.
does. He probably has the AWP map.
That too. I mean, there are a lot of movie maps.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
This is a blast from the past. I ain't gonna lie. Those were the best times in gaming, for real.
I believe the one you meant is this one.
Let me see.
Oh my goodness, it is
Oh, that
late.
was no. I don't think it was. It was a different one. Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's AW map for me.
Oh, I love that
Oh
one.
no,
Oh,
that was one of my favorite maps. Yeah, for sure.
look at how simple and blocky it was.
Unless you meant an official snow map.
I can't believe we spent hours playing that. Can you believe that? It like
I do because I also spend a lot of hours playing this.
we all did, huh? It was like
Yeah,
so simple yet fun. I don't know why. Just
yeah.
the whole tagging thing with the
It's
guns.
because
Like
it was simple.
it
Because it
was
was simple. It
simple.
was fast rounds. No
Yeah.
thinking, just playing, spawn and shoot. directly, so it was pretty easy to grasp and hard to master, I guess.
Yeah.
People like that.
It was challenging because you would always be like faced against like somebody that might be like better than you or like a hacker or something.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, this map actually got a remake on
Really?
some other games, like see, like stuff like this, which basically gives you the same layout of Firehouse One,
yeah.
I see.
in a different fashion. Yeah,
It's an
I
infamous
bet they
like.
created a lot of
this is for
mods like that.
CS:GO.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, CS:GO remake of 1.6 map Ice World and stuff like that.
That's so cool. It's like
I mean,
still
the map is pretty. The map is pretty popular. I mean,
yeah.
it's been around for like 20 years.
Heck.
All right. Hey, Chanets, you think you could show us Jack? That's what
I can show you
we've been waiting
Jack.
for. Because I don't think nobody knows a lot about Jack. Maybe you could create us something from scratch. Something real cool.
Wait, what is Jack? What is Jack?
Give me an input. Jack is
make...
basically a new editor for basically Half-Life and GoldSrc engine games, which basically is the same as Hammer, but it has like improved stuff and
so why do you use this
like
instead of Hammer?
It has a bunch of upgrades, which makes it better than Hammer. It crashes less. It has more support. It has like 3D support for a lot of stuff. Like, let me just open a map I did many years ago.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh dang.
What is that? That looks so creepy.
What game is that?
This one?
Wait.
This is a map I was designing for a Half-Life mod called Afraid of Monsters, which is made by the same developer that created Cry of Fear.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. You made this level?
Yeah.
Wow, I like the color.
Completely from scratch, actually. And I redesigned it because Dark asked me to use the design for the cult.
Oh wow!
Let me see the little dogs, humanoids.
Wow, what the heck? I gotta try this out.
Hey, can you play the game or the level?
Yeah.
Within the editor?
I don't know if I have. I don't think. No, I can't do that. You have to compile it, but I have a compiled version of it. I think I compiled the version for Dark. So I think
the game looks kind of scary.
Yeah, it does.
Creepy. Yeah, it's creepy. What game is it compiled for?
Half-Life 1 for the mod after the Monsters Director's Cut.
It looks great. Wow, it looks amazing.
Do those creatures attack you?
They do.
Whoa, it looks like Silent Hill vibes.
Wait, what's it called? DM? Oh. Okay. I guess I didn't compile that one specifically, but I compiled a different version for this one. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Everything is pretty much interactable. Like it's.
Oh wow.
That's so cool.
Oh, I like the physics, the way you walk.
Yeah. Oh, was that like something in the ceiling? Like it was like a shadow. No. Okay.
Oh, you mean this one? Just for flashlight.
Oh,
it's my flashlight. Yeah.
Freaking me out.
Okay, so back in the day, I basically used the classic fake mirror, which is basically making another room flipped on the other side, mirrored on the other side to make people think that actually there's a mirror here and that's reflecting everything. But it was too much, and I basically hit the engine limitations, so I had to go with this design. Basically, it's using a rudimentary cube map from the colors of the room.
Wow.
So it looks kind of like a mirror, but not. So yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, it takes less resources.
I like the details. Wow, the medicine cabinet. You really can interact with it. What about the drawers? Can you interact with those?
No, those are models.
Oh.
So I can't interact.
Very nice. Wow. Intersectum.
Wait, what engine is this?
This is a GoldSrc.
Oh, okay. So this is the improved version of Half-Life 1, right?
Kind of, yeah. Basically, it uses a bunch of different renderers, which are not vanilla GoldSrc.
Right.
But I believe it uses the latest branch of Paranoia engine, which is another mod that was revolutionary for the Half-Life modding community. Stuck.
Are those you?
Nope, those are basic images and textures from Half-Life.
Oh, okay.
This one is the daughter of an employee of Valve, a Valve employee, which today she's basically 20-something years old.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
She's celebrating her 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I believe so.
I like the random fire hatchet there.
Yeah.
What is this game about? It looks. Whoa! Oh my god!
Whoa! What the hell?
I got scared.
That's the purpose.
Oh my god! I was just about to sip, and I was about to choke on it too. Oh my god! I'm like such a scaredy cat when it comes to these games. Whoa! What the heck? That is so creepy. Oh my gosh! I don't like that. That head twitch thing is freaking me out. Whew.
Oh, this game is this level is
really
intense for sure.
The color you used.
Wait, that was a dead end.
Yeah, so you have to design that.
Wow.
Same goes here.
I would turn on all the lights before I would go anywhere.
Of course you would do.
I would
but
be
sometimes you can face stuff before actually getting to the light.
Oh no. Whoa, what the heck? You're shooting that? Turn on the light like nothing happened.
So what?
Oh! Oh! Whoa!
Oh wow!
Whoa! Get it! This is giving me Silent Hill.
That's crazy.
Yeah, giving me old school Half-Life vibes too with the sounds.
Wait, what game is this?
This is still Half-Life 1. It's a mod for Half-Life.
Yeah, what's the mod called?
Afraid of Monsters.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's made by the same developer of Cryofear.
Got it. I never heard of this game.
Yeah.
It was his first game, pretty much. This was his first game.
It's really good. It's actually pretty, actually interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I really do like the level design and the color schemes you use. It's really nice.
It's been in the works for
I like the flicker.
I don't know. Almost 10 years, I guess.
I like the ambiance you have in it. You have like a colorful, yet not over powering color scheme, and then you also have this creepiness to it. It's warm and inviting, but it's very creepy. Especially the things that pop up.
I exactly wanted that.
I see that.
I had to compile them up several times, maybe 100 times, in order to get the proper look.
Did you model all these things, like the clock, the grandfather clock?
Yeah, the clock. I did the clock. This is a brushwork. These are not models, so they're made out of blocky geometry.
Wow.
CSG brushes, pretty much.
Yeah, I see that.
These ones are models, so I didn't do them. This
the
TV
table,
model, I did it myself because Dark asked me to create a TV model for the cult, so I did, and I just reused it. Here, and here it is.
Nice.
What kind of is that? A Toshiba or Mitsubishi?
I have no idea. I just took a design from the 80s and just I was like 80s TV on Google, and that's it.
Wow.
I designed the chairs. That's still brushwork, no models. Even though I should actually, I prefer to use brushwork sometimes because they react properly to the light maps and the lights. While the models, they just show up, they lit
For
up
furniture
completely.
better
Oh,
too.
I see the difference.
Yeah.
So models
Yeah.
do not light up properly.
Yeah, they are basically origin-based lighting, so it's vertex lighting pretty much. So if the light source lights up all the vertices, then all the vertices gets light up, especially if the model is low poly like this one.
Wow.
While in brushwork, you don't need that because it's basically just the flashlight in Half-Life is just a light map that's dynamically moving around
brushwork,
the.
You mean like the BSP?
BSP geometry, yes. CSG geometry, actually. BSP is a format.
Oh, I see.
CSG.
Yeah. CSG is the actual name of the technology, I guess. You can call it technology.
Oh my god.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, this is not that much. Oh, I guess I created this as models as well. A set of glasses.
Those are model?
Yeah, that's the model I did.
Yeah. It kind of looked like a texture.
Yeah, I actually tried to use textures back in the day when I tried it, but it didn't work out. So I prefer to use to have like a 3D effect.
Yeah.
Which was better, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was a sprite at first, but
yeah, I used a sprite in fact at first, but it didn't work out good enough.
Wow.
This is actually supposed to be dynamic water. I tried to create one, but I'm no animator, so it's basically static.
You should have used Dark's infamous roaches.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. I should have put that as models. Yeah, I should have put that as sprite. Actually, Half-Life has roaches.
And some rats. Some
Half-Life has rats as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They cannot move though. Just static models with an animation and stuff.
Wow.
And that's it. I'm running 91 FPS, 89 FPS on a Half-Life map, 77 FPS. This is really, really clunky because your stage is just too old.
Wow.
Nice. Alright, let's go back to Jack.
Jack shit.
Yeah, exactly. So proper. So proper. He had to put quit on the command. Oh yeah, I got disconnected.
Yeah.
I think OBS is connecting. Reconnecting.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. So basically I use Jack instead of hammer because you see these little things like this shows that this entity, which is a function button, is connected to the light, this light. So I know that this button turns on this light. Yeah.
Hammer doesn't show you that?
What?
Hammer doesn't show you those
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You will have to double click the entity and see which one is it says the target.
That's
it's light 3, and you'll have to go check which is light 3. We can just
not even
this
Unreal.
Light 3 on wall. Yeah.
Not even Unreal has this.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. But maybe because Unreal you can have plugins. You can code this stuff. You can't do that in Hammer. Hammer is vanilla, and that's as far as it gets. That's it. So you can't add anything. Even Jack, it doesn't support any plugins. You just have a better version of Hammer, and that's it. You can't add anything.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a bit different. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I can try making some new stuff and just based on what you tell me.
Or I guess what advice
something
would
else
you give people?
Yeah. That want to do this type of stuff.
It really depends because it depends on personal preference. I mean, if you want to make a horror level
can you explain
for Half-Life,
explain your process? Like, how do you start making the game? Maybe from scratch.
It really depends. It's really hard to tell people how to make something if they don't know, or if you that has to explain don't know what they want to do, because the process differs from what they should do. But first thing first, well, start a new map, and I don't really use this default room properties. So you just don't do cancel and just do an empty room pretty much.
Right.
First thing first is using brushes. So you select this one, which is block creation tool, or Shift B if you want to do faster. But I don't really use that. I just click because I like to see what I'm doing pretty much.
Okay.
And you can change the texture. And I usually go to null because null texture is pretty much a texture that tells the engine once the map is compiled that has to be discarded from rendering. So it doesn't render, so it doesn't have like more texture than needed or more faces than needed to be rendered in the engine. And it's very important in Half-Life because it's pretty old engine, so you gotta take optimization very very strictly. And you just create a brush. These are called brushes. Enter to confirm the shape once you created it, and it already has the null texture applied, because in the case we don't do that and we just get back to the texture it was before and do the same thing, we will have to select the one, go to the texture tab, go to browse, null, and apply the texture. So it's just a much longer work to do. So I prefer just to start using null and start structuring the whole map using null textures, because once you know what players should see in the map, you can just add textures to the stuff you want them to see. So you don't have to bother applying the null textures in all the faces that doesn't need to be seen pretty much.
How would you go about
Otherwise, just create memory for nothing. You just waste memory for nothing. And that's very important for nowadays mapping, at least in Hammer or Jack.
How do you go about duplicating that if you wanted to make the ceiling?
Duplicating is pretty easy. You just select the brush. You go in one of the 3D views, on the 2D views, and just shift, drag, release.
Oh, kind of like Unreal where you use Alt-C.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so
Same
much
thing.
more simplistic and jacked, it seems.
Yeah, also because these are not models, so you can, even if the geometry has been already created, you can also duplicate it and you can reshape it.
It's straight to the point. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can do whatever you want. You can change its appearance.
That is amazing. I've never seen this before.
Then you can just
it's actually easier, and that's just the main reason why I prefer to design my sketches in Jack, because it's faster. I mean, I just created
it is.
Oh wow!
3 seconds.
That was cool. I like how you twisted that.
I also noticed now. I know why you guys, like designers and like everything like that, you guys literally use null models, because like you said, it's more efficient and you don't have to like worry about doing it all. You're mapping it. That's why there's a lot of samples and like different textures and showing mostly nulls when people present things. Now I see why.
Yeah,
it's also
either null or if they are showing Quake, it's Calc. Because Calc is basically the null version of Quake. So you see Calc.
Different engines, different now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So cool.
And you can just to use textures. People don't really understand how to use it, because they think that they can just they'd be like, how am I selecting a single face? I don't want to select the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But actually, you don't need to select anything. You just click on the texture tab. And once this texture tab is open, you can select the faces.
Oh.
See? Just one face per click.
Oh, okay.
Control.
But that needs to be
control.
Yeah.
Control, you can just drag and select multiple faces. So if I just want to use the floor, I just go select the floor, browse. And this depends on the texture name. So I can say GRO for ground and see if I have something that I can use.
That is so cool.
I can use this one.
Okay.
It's too big. Let's try it. Actually, let's take this and hide mask. You can use hide mask to hide the masking selection so you can actually see how it looks.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And
is this free?
Of course it is.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, my version is not because it's the Steam version, but there is a free version on the official website, which is slightly less updated. But you can do exactly what I'm doing. You can do it. Like the only thing it has more than the others is like you have a cloud saving for maps on Steam, and a bunch of other updates which are not really too much relevant. I mean, they don't prevent you to make a full-fledged map at all.
That's awesome.
It doesn't have any DLC or stuff, pay to win stuff. No, there's nothing like that. Yeah, yeah. You can just use it.
Check it out.
I can't.
You can do whatever you want.
$100 to make a map created for me.
$100? Damn, that's not a lot actually.
That's a lot.
I will actually ask for $500 if you really want to. At least with my quality standards, that is.
I'll just go to Fiverr.
That's good.
Hey, but you're like a golden, or what's it called, like a golden unicorn. Nobody uses Jack. Like a rare unicorn. You're a rare
the rare unicorn. Yeah. Actually, if you go in many Half-Life community Discord servers or forums, you'll see basically everyone using Jack nowadays. Wow. Jack and Trenchbrim, yeah. But people like old Half-Life mappers, they all use Jack most likely.
I can see that, yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to make a map for like the new Half-Life 2 using Jack, or I can.
Actually, there's a better alternative for that, because yes, even the Source engine got a better solution for that, and this is called Hammer++.
That's not the official.
It's not official, but the developer the developer pretty much decompiled, or how do you say, reverse engineered the original Hammer 4 and created Hammer++.
Man, this is some insider secrets about Half-Life tools,
let's
man.
try it. This is actually I don't really have any.
I feel like I'm entering like a forbidden part of like development for Half-Life.
No, I feel like I'm entering
the deep web.
Yeah, the deep web.
The deep web with Chanets.
He has all the deep web tools for
No, it's actually, well, if you're inside the community, you get to know all the stuff, because it's about modding, and you have to do that. You have to know the stuff because it's better. It's just better stuff. You're just trying to search for a way to find a way to ease your life, pretty much.
I was in this world a long time ago too. I had to learn.
He was. I remember.
I don't know if you heard of.
You had, so you stopped.
No,
you had to learn, so you stopped.
I mean, this
There's
was
a lot.
This was Half-Life 2 time. I don't know if you heard. Have you ever heard of Dino Instinct?
Oh no.
No, I'm not sure.
It
resembles something. It resembles something, but I'm not sure actually.
Dinosaur mod back in the days.
Dinosaur mod that I was working on with the team. We never got far because we didn't have a programmer, and that's the reason why I got into programming. Because every time we would find a programmer, they would leave.
Damn.
Yeah, it's hard to get programmers.
That's how I started programming.
Yeah.
So it wasn't out of passion, but it was because they needed someone. They needed one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I learned programming to make something.
Well, I guess that served right. In the future, I guess you got to be the boss of one of the games that you're making. Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it isn't. I would
Designing
love
your own game. I mean, the level designer is just the god of the lands, but
pretty
the
much.
programmer is just the god of the gods.
Pretty
The
You can
god
make
much.
of the
everything.
world, I guess you could say.
You can do whatever you want. I mean, you just make a map, flip it upside down, even if it's not. You can do whatever you want.
I feel like I'm watching you running through the Matrix while you talk about all the stuff that you
This is
know
Hammer
Yeah, I
about.
Plus.
actually have no idea why it's untextured, but that's it. And the good thing is that Hammer Plus Plus, unlike the basic Hammer 3, Hammer 4, sorry, lets you basically have a lighting preview, and you can full bake
Oh, nice.
a map
That's pretty
to
fast.
see basically the light map preview of the map once it's
Wait,
compiled.
why was the bake
This has
faster
no
than
text
Unreal?
because the light maps in Source Engine are slightly more like easier to make because Unreal Engine is slightly newer.
It takes me a day. What's going on here, bro?
No, not anymore. Last time it took you 30 minutes.
Oh,
What are
I
you talking
mean,
about?
yeah.
It was
What
just
if your
our maps
CPU?
were unoptimized. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was Dark's fault.
Yeah, textures. So if you don't have textures, it's not going to see anything. So if you do this and go shader texture polygon, see it's full bright. This is how you see it in Hammer. It's full bright. You don't have any lighting preview. But if you switch to lighting preview, you can actually see how the light behaves through the map without compiling the map. This saves a huge amount of time. You have no idea.
Yeah.
And everyone knows in the Half-Life and like in Source and GoldSrc community, everyone knows that compiling a map is always a pain in the butt because you have to wait for it to compile and then open the game, load the map, and see if the lighting is correct, the amount of lighting is correct, the color is correct, and all the stuff. And if you want to do just like minor adjustments, like move a simple light up like three units, you have to recompile the whole map and
That's
recheck. Maybe
horrible.
yeah, it's really bad.
No.
Is that for
And
Hammer
people,
4?
this is for Hammer. This is not for Hammer 4. This is a replacement for Hammer
Right. But
4.
you're saying that
It's
in
a different
Hammer
problem.
4, you
Yeah,
would have to do
yeah.
that.
In Hammer 4 and Hammer 3, basically every editor prior to that, the only one that didn't have that problem was the Unreal Engine editor, pretty much, because you could have a live map preview even on Unreal Engine 1 editor.
Right.
Dang.
But you couldn't because the editor was just like the editor is different from the game, is not part of the game, while Unreal Editor, them being the creators of the engine, they also created the editor, so they made everything. The editor itself runs on Unreal Engine, so it's easier to make it to make a preview happen in the editor. But Hammer does not use GoldSrc or Source Engine to preview your map. It's a general, I don't know, 3D mockup engine, I guess. I don't know. And it's not optimized because it's lagging, so it's not, everything is visible, everything is rendering.
I see. How does 4 differ from 5? Hammer 5.
5 is basically, now that Source 2 is not a CSG based engine anymore, it's a mesh based engine.
Oh.
It's basically every time you create a so-called brush in Hammer 5, it gets automatically converted as a mesh in real time. But at the same time, you can also edit the mesh in real time because they made it so. So it's kind of like a hybrid of Hammer 4, and a 3D modeling editor.
That sounds cool if you ask me.
It does. That's why Dark himself started using it to sketch out a new map. We can't talk about Bloodbound, So he started sketching that one for Bloodbound because it's just easier. It's just faster. Doing that in Real Engine, it's not easy because if you don't have the meshes, or if you just want to use blockouts, it's always messy and you can't be precise using those. mainly because Dark has this weird how do you say, behavior of not using the grid, which triggers my OCD severely. Yeah,
it's called
so,
Unreal Engine exposes.
and he'd be like, yeah, but not everything is perfect, so you don't need to use the grid. But still, yeah, you know, some stuff requires
It's your
the grid
Half-Life
because
1 OCD.
yeah, that at the same time, I guess it's because sometimes you need the grid to have measurements, like proper measurements.
Right.
Yeah, you do need the grid.
It's still a game. So if you want stuff balanced, sometimes you need measurements. Even if reality doesn't have this kind of measurements, you still need them for a game. It's a competitive game. So if you want stuff to be like, if you want the choke points to be exactly the same for the game and the teams to be balanced, you might want to use actual math to make stuff work. You know,
This is some
and actually
pro
use the
level
grid.
knowledge right here. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
For game type, I agree with you. For artistic style,
yeah.
I agree with
It's
Dark.
still a game. It's still a game. Artistically, you can place whatever you want off grid. I mean, if you want to place a tree, a freaking tree, you can place it wherever you want. Even tilted half a unit, I don't care. I mean, as long as as you're making the basic layout on grid, that's something. That I'm talking about the basic layout. I don't care about the rest. I mean, yeah, that's basically the difference between Hammer 4 and Hammer Plus Plus. So if you really want to do that in Source, you can use this one. It's a pretty good alternative.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like I said, everybody has a different workflow.
Everybody
has
has
a different,
their own.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting because it brings like different, unique like things to the table, and not everything. Like for me, I like to work on the grid. Like if I don't, if there's no snapping point or something looks off to me.
Well, it depends because if you have to work on Hammer, you're forced to use the grid. You cannot work off grid. I mean, I cannot just unsnap stuff.
Yeah.
See, I can unsnap it. The only thing I can do is just lower the grid. But to a point, the grid is always there. It's just smaller, you know.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So you can make more precise stuff, but I can do stuff like this and make it the smallest brush ever made, which is 1 by 1. See, Z1, Y1.
Yeah.
And it's basically this.
You know what's cool about this as well? It guarantees you that you won't have any like holes in your map.
Yeah.
Yes and no at the same time.
I mean, it still happens. Yeah, I know. It still happens.
You could have the smallest grid. That's why I don't really advise people to work on the smallest grid when doing big brushes, because you can do just one thing like the, you just press up on the keyboard, you're done. I mean, this is a leak right there. You don't see it. You're just searching for it. Where's the leak? Where's the leak?
OCD gets
right
to you.
there.
You're like, no.
It's right there. It's not really about OCD. It's about compiling the map and failing to compile because there's a leak. You can't play the map.
Roxy, on these older level editors, you can't have a leak.
Yeah, you can't have a freaking hole in the map.
If there's a hole,
from the void, the void cannot be touching the insides pretty much. And at the same time, some people can't see this because they might be doing this and they do like Control T and they tie this to an entity. An entity cannot seal the void.
That's a headache.
So this thing to the engine, it's like this.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Dang.
So you can't. So the only thing you can do is either do tools of the world. So you just untie it from an entity. You can just save a solid with 6 faces down below. If it's an entity, you see the entity down below from detail. And I believe you can also give it a name. Not in this one. Some entities will let you give it a name, like the world. Let's try it. Flat name. Let's call it Sketchy. Because he's sketchy. Flat.
That platform is gonna be optimized.
It's gonna optimize the sketch style. It means you basically have 20 FPS when looking at it.
Oh no. Oh my.
So people don't realize this kind of style. They don't like. They're like, hey, this is sealed. Why is it causing a leak?
Yeah.
I think I can actually do this thing and show it how it looks. Let's just fix this first. So you can change the scale. 2.25, 0.25, 0.25. You can change the
Nice.
scale of the texture,
so cool.
but be aware, because doing this in any GoldSrc engine game that uses vanilla GoldSrc engine, this basically also acts as a light map scaler. So 0.25 means that the light map is 4 times more detailed than usual, which takes about 4 times more to compile. And at the same time, it creates more geometry and decreases limits. You reach the limits faster like this. So be aware of doing this. If you don't want this to happen, I mean, people will be like doing stuff like this.
That's something I would
That's
do.
me. That's something I would do, honestly. 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I did that
Imagine-
once, and it looked like I was
Yeah.
in sand or something.
Yeah.
The world
I mean,
looked
you
too big or
can do
something.
it. You can do it, but it's going to either fail to compile, or you just reach the limitations faster, way faster.
Oh, I see.
So I usually don't. I usually advise to not really
Go over.
reach go to over like 0.5, and if you really need something detailed, not lower than 0.25,
Good tips. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
0.25 is just so people understand. 0.25 is the default scaling, texture scaling of source engine. So just like already having this type of scaling and detailing in GoldSrc is already something. You're having the same texture scale of source engine. You should be happy about it.
Got it.
That's pretty much it. And in source engine, you can change the light map scaling independently from the texture scaling, but you cannot do that in GoldSrc, so you don't have a light map scale in the surface properties window. So yeah, just
These
be
are good
aware of that.
advice. Yeah, this is definitely good advice.
Yeah.
Is there any other advice that you
Well, not that I can think about right now. Maybe like doing it and remembering it in time, maybe in the course of time.
No leaks in your maps. That's the
Yeah,
fun
and the
right
leaks, about the leaks, actually, the search for a wall, pretty good wall. These are the texture I used on the map I just showed before.
Yeah.
Half-Life.
Hey, how often does Jack get updated?
What?
How often does it get updated?
Very, very rarely.
Very rarely. Okay.
Wow.
I believe the last update was like last year, and it was people begged for an update for years. So yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, that is rough. But hey, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Especially.
That's pretty cool though. It's a really cool program. I gotta check it out. Looks interesting.
Yeah, if you really want to get into this
I do.
Go on.
Looks fun.
If you want to, like, people usually just select all the faces they want the same texture to have that one, and they just do this. I don't do this because, as you can see, this one has a different scaling than this one. It just applies the texture, but it doesn't apply the same scaling. So what I do is texture each one individually by doing Alt, right click. That doesn't also copy the same scaling, but also the same like coordinates.
Coordinates, right? Makes sense.
So
especially
when
if they're the same size of brush, right?
Yeah, it basically continues, like wrapping around, pretty much.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when you make asymmetric designs. You want to make each side different. You want to keep it more unique when you make them different. You don't want to like have them copy pasta each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It creates the tiling effect. That's what we're trying to say.
Does it?
And
Does
I don't
it
like
that. Does it come with its own like assets? Like this Did this
No,
come with everything, or you had to get it? Okay,
no,
individually.
you have to have your own assets. I mean, if you don't have your own assets,
Oh.
you can borrow the ones from Half-Life. If you go in the
Oh.
Half-Life folder
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how do you extract them?
here, you have
Oh, Half-Life, I see.
uh
I'm
wait, no,
assuming
here
you
it
have a
is.
whole collection, right?
I got
Yeah,
like
those are
three.
mods. Those are mods. Yeah, you see, you have decals WAD, fonts WAD, GFX Half-Life WAD. This one. This is
Uh-huh.
basically a WAD is the file that contains all the textures from Half-Life.
Oh.
Mainly, it's Half-Life, liquids,
How do you import that to
and
Jack?
you just use the settings. Once you install Jack, it prompts out the settings pretty much.
That's
So
so
you are
cool.
in the game profiles. You can have game profiles.
Oh.
For instance, Half-Life, I have my FGD, which are game definition files, basically files that defines all the entities that are present in a Half-Life game in this case. You can decide the texture format, which is packages because it's WAD files. Map type Half-Life or Team Fortress Classic, so you can make map from Half-Life and GoldSrc, Quake, Hexen 2, Quake 2, and Quake 3. That's what Jack supports. And a default point entity. So you can just select what you want as a default point entity class when you click on this icon, which is this one. See, objects is info player start. If I would want to have an info node entity, I can set that in that other option. So I get this one as default. But in this case, if I want this as default, I can just select this, click on the map, boom, I have this already. So you can basically move it up a bit with the arrow keys,
So cool.
and I have this already. So I don't have to go down here and select the object I want to spawn, pretty much.
This program really makes it easy for you to make levels, like in
It's
general.
actually very easy.
Yeah.
The hammer-like method is user-friendly. Always
Yeah,
has
I
been.
see it. I see it. And I'm like looking at it, and it's actually giving me some ideas. Like this is why a lot of people like have made mods because of the simplicity of it. It's
It's
like,
simple to make simple stuff, that's for sure. But when
yeah.
you have to make some complicated stuff, that's going to be that you have to study.
Yeah.
I lost 3 years of my life just studying how it works, pretty
I
much.
mean, I think that's a good investment though. It's fun now. I'm like thinking like this looks like you can really make a fun, easy, or a simple game with this program. Like you could definitely make some cool levels with this. Like
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
I mean,
definitely,
you've seen what people can do. I mean, if
yeah,
every single Half-Life mod you've ever played in your life, they
yeah,
have definitely used a tool like either Hammer or Jack to make it. No
definitely,
excuses.
definitely. No, I've seen it because I remember I used to play. I played so many mods back then, like when Half-Life or like 1 was first around. I played so many. I played like Opposing Forces. I played Vampire Slayer. I played
Yeah,
like, oof, I can't even name it. Even Counter-Strike itself like had mods within its game, you know? And
yeah.
it's pretty much, I mean, it pretty much
Counter
is
Strike
like
Zombies.
yeah, I always wanted to know like how do they do it? And I'm pretty much looking at it right now, and it's like, wow.
Now you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is just the level design part of the game.
Yeah,
There's
obviously
different stuff you have to know
Yeah,
to in order
there's
to make
programming.
more.
models, make textures,
Yeah,
make sprites, make
yeah,
animations,
definitely.
and all that stuff. I mean, it's all different words. It's all different worlds. Completely different. You
Wow.
don't even. There are people that have no idea how to use an editor, but still make awesome mods for Half-Life because
Yeah,
they are modelers, they're an animator, they're texture artists,
yeah, I remember
or
because
sound designers. Even when making sounds, you have to know what the game supports, what kind of frequency, what kind of hertz, stuff like
Is
that.
it .ogg?
Yeah, no, it supports WAV files, wave
Oh,
files.
Wi-Fi.
They have to be mono files.
Oh
this.
yeah,
They can't be
they
stereo
can be stereo.
files.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm curious. I'm curious since you're like really in like the community and you've been doing this for years. Today, like presently, do people still make Half-Life mods? Like,
Absolutely.
Wow. See, I haven't been involved in the
Are
community
they still
for
making
years.
Half-Life 1 mods?
Yeah, they still have
Half-Life 1 mods, there's a community called TWHL, which means the whole Half-Life, which is one of the most popular Half-Life communities that exists since basically since when Half-Life came out almost, I
Man,
guess.
I'm so out of touch with Half-Life.
Me
And
too, I'm saving
there
this.
was a competition for Half-Life just 3 months ago, this website.
Oh.
Wow.
I still
Make Black
remember
Mesa
Planet
come alive.
do you remember
Planet
Planet
Phillip.
Half-Life? Planet
Planet
Half-Life?
Half-Life, yeah,
Or
it got shut down many years ago.
Wow.
you know the
They
reason
worked
why?
on a couple maps, I guess, or maybe just one map up from Day of Defeat, which was an old Half-Life game, old Half-Life mod that became a game, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there are people still making stuff.
Nice.
This one updated, and the vault safety first just got uploaded 2 weeks ago, updated 3 hours ago. So people still doing stuff.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Because honestly, I was thinking since Sketch wants to he was talking about making a quick, easy game. We were talking about quick, easy games just for fun, just to show live. You can definitely do something with this for sure. For these
Yeah,
mods. Wow. Something
and the good thing is that you can, like, since you can only make maps with this one, maybe if you want to have actually a game, you would have to actually design a game. So maybe have
yeah,
a programmer involved, which can be time consuming, and you need more people to work on it. But at the same
definitely.
time, this is an editor in which you can create maps for any Half-Life mod.
Uh-huh.
So maybe if I want to create a map for a specific type of gameplay, I
Uh-huh.
can choose a mod that already exists and create the map around it
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
use the
that's
gameplay of that mod. So you don't need to
That's
develop a
smart.
new game. Exactly, like there might be maps that I created that are not compatible with other games. Like I created a map for Vampire Slayer, and it might not be compatible for Half-Life because I designed it for Vampire Slayer. So, but I use
Uh-huh.
the same editor, as you can see. Vampire Slayer is here. I
Wow.
can make a map for it for Counter-Strike, for the Monsters, Quake 3, DK, Half-Life Caged, Warfork, Dusk. These are mod Bloodbound. There's even Bloodbound, believe it or not. There's
Yeah,
Bloodbound.
you can honestly, I was thinking of I was kind of inspired by the way you were setting up your setup for the level, how you're showing us the null models and everything, how you
Right.
just
Yeah, it's
mapped it out. I was like, wow, this looks like fun, and I feel like you can make some pretty cool designs with it. Like I was thinking like a fever dream, like an Alice in Wonder, Alice Madness type of thing. You
definitely
can
an
yeah,
eye
definitely
opener for
you can
sure.
implement your own models and everything, right?
absolutely, yeah. Custom models, custom textures, custom animations, custom sounds,
What are you
Wow.
currently
anything.
working
You can do
on?
anything.
What are you currently working on? Are you working on any games, mods currently? Something? What?
Well, the map I showed you was actually going to be a mod for Half-Life, but I stopped developing it because I couldn't basically have the quality standards I needed to reach because of engine limitations. So I was waiting for another engine that was basically a full recreation from scratch, no reverse engineering of the GoldSrc engine, but in 64-bit and with a lot of limitation, a lot less limitations, and with modern shaders that will use more than 4 gigabytes of RAM. That will be able to use all the full potential of your hardware, and
It's not
therefore
like the
not
Colt,
having all
right?
the limitations. Uh,
Kind of
what?
like the Colt, or the Colt will use more because it's using the new engine, right?
The Cult is using Unreal Engine 4.
Right, right. But you're not looking to do something like the Colt.
No. It was something more in line to A Fate of Monsters.
I see.
Because I got inspired from it because it was basically some kind of psychological horror.
Right.
But at the same time, I was like, nah, I can't do this because I can't even finish the map I just showed you before because of too much limitations for
Right.
the details I want to add. So
'Cause of the
either I will
engine.
have to either like do something like Dark did with the cult, like using a very powerful engine, but not using it to its full extent in the graphic side.
Right.
Okay, but it just fails the purpose because I would like to push the engine to its limits,
Right.
but at the same times I can't because the limits are too
You
low,
need
pretty
something
much.
custom. Yeah, you will need something custom.
Yeah, I will need a custom engine, but I don't have it. So as long as I don't have it,
Yeah, you have to
I
stick
have
with one.
there's an engine called Pathos engine,
Mm-hmm.
which is being developed by a friend from the same community I showed before, TWHL.
Mm-hmm.
But he stopped developing. He stopped the
Oh,
development. So I was like, dude, can I finish my game, please? Apparently I can't. So yeah, I'm just here sitting, waiting for stuff to happen.
I see.
That's
The
hard.
thing people would like is to basically have uh, a source code release from Valve for the GoldSrc engine, just like id Software released the source code for Doom and Quake 1. But apparently it never happened, and I don't even know if it will ever happen at this point.
It's
Yeah,
tricky.
yeah,
Yeah,
could be tricky because I think they have more stuff to be working with, or they just simply can't do that or something because they're still licensed from id Software because GoldSrc is kind of a fork of id Software, id Tech 2, which is the engine used to make Quake 1 and Quake 2.
Where
While
can
id
people
Tech 1
find your
is the one
work?
used to make Quake Doom 1. What?
Where can people find your work? Like if they wanted to download a map or
I don't understand, sorry.
I said, do you have a place where people
Like an
can download
RC.
your maps?
No, I have released nothing of what I did because as I said, I'm not comfortable with the stuff I made because every time I go back to it, I'm like, no, I don't like it. I want more.
Oh
My
no, it
quality
sounds like you're a
standards are
perfectionist.
very high. No,
Perfectionist, yeah.
Yeah, you're a
my quality
perfectionist.
standards are too high. I don't like releasing stuff that I don't like. I
I
am the
Yeah.
first
see.
that I have to like the stuff I do. If I don't like it, I'm
Oh
not going to release
goodness.
it. And
That's the Italian in you. Gotta keep it
I
quality.
have no idea. Don't ask me that.
He's,
Idea.
he's
It has
like,
to be
you must
quality.
be
Yeah, but at
quality.
the same time, by doing this, I never got any recognition from the community because no one knows who I am. I mean, some people do know who I am, but
Right.
only very very specific people that know how I work, like people like you. Because maybe I share some screenshots of the stuff I'm doing, so people are like, "Oh, this is good," but only on internal stuff. I never
Yeah.
just like shout out everybody, "Hey guys, I'm doing this." No, I never did that. I
You
don't
keep it
like
very low key. I like
showing
that.
off. Yeah, I don't like showing off.
Sir,
I don't like showing off.
you gotta at least showcase your talents. You are very talented. You do have a certain palette and style to your maps for sure. You should really show your work when you're confident and comfortable enough. Because I understand that, like especially when you're an artist, when you level design your work, you want to make sure it's right
That
in your eyes. I
that's very
totally
hard for a developer to
Yeah.
do is to get
yeah.
to showcase their work.
It's
We're
hard. I
too busy
understand.
like developing where we don't stop and like
You keep
Yeah, but
changing
chance
things.
to
at the
showcase our
same
art.
time, as I told you, I started doing this back in 2005.
Yeah.
So it's been almost 20 years,
Right.
and this engine is not relevant anymore for like any portfolio stuff. People want to see you
Correct.
working on actual stuff like Unreal Engine 5 or
Yeah.
Unity. And like you're a Half-Life mapper. What can you do? You can't even sell a product made using the Half-Life engine because no one has the license apart from Valve.
Correct. I mean, but it still is
Even
a passion project.
Cryo is a game, but it's a free game. It cannot be sold. So the only thing maybe is the source engine, but I don't have the knowledge. to make a full-fledged game in a source engine, because I'm just a level designer. I will need programmers, I will need sound artists, texture artists, especially animators. Those are always hard to find, just like programmers, I guess.
They're like
So yeah,
fairies. Like they're
it's not the
random.
same thing. Yeah, while making mods is just easier because you just already have a
It's
game.
a
You
good
just have to build
prototype.
maps around it. It's easy.
Right. It's good
It's
for
so hard.
prototyping.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
everything is ready. You just have to make the
Yeah.
maps. You have the gameplay, you got the weapons, you got the sounds, you got everything. The
Mhm.
code is there. It's done. You don't have to do anything. Just make maps.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, this is a good eye opener
I
for
opener
level
for
designers that want to do
sure.
something outside
I
of
mean,
the
it's a good
box.
starting point. It's a good
Yeah.
starting point. Like the difference between starting to make mods and starting to make games is that, like, if you want to start to make maps for Unreal Engine 4, you can't really do that. It's not really that feasible. I believe maybe you should you should try maybe older games like Unreal Tournament 3, maybe, so you can work with the SDK for Unreal Tournament 3 and actually make maps for it. So you already have ready assets, a ready gameplay, a ready game. You just have to make the map, just like I do on Half-Life. But say I just bought Bloodbound. I want to make maps for it. How can I do that if the people don't provide me an editor or a way to do that? It's up to the developers, and that's not always possible. It's not really a developer's fault. It's just not always possible because it's different. The way it works is different. So this is a good starting point if you want to start doing something like this. Just start with Half-Life. Just start with something easy, not because you want to make maps for Half-Life, but it will just introduce you to
Concept.
how stuff is supposed to be made.
Yeah, the concepts.
The concept of stuff, like what is a texture, what is geometry, what is a model, why is a model acting like this, how low lighting works, stuff like what is a light map, what's the difference between a light map and dynamic lights, what's the difference between lumen and ray tracing, stuff like that. You can't know that on Half-Life, but still, you get what I mean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Roxy got an eye opener too. She's probably
I got an eye
her
opener.
brain is
Yeah.
blowing up
She's
now.
starting. She's actually luckier than me because she can start now, where she basically have a shit ton of information she can rely on. She has YouTube tutorials that she can watch at 4K 60 FPS, something that I didn't have. And she has Blender.
Did not.
You're spoiled, Roxy.
Blender
I
is a
know.
very good thing. And she can start using tools that are actually made by the community for the community. When I started, I didn't have Jack. I didn't have anything like
You
this.
didn't have
I started
Jack.
with Hammer. I didn't have Jack shit.
That's the quote for this entire highlight of this stream. It's Jack.
But it's the story of the developers. I mean, if you take think about Naughty Dog, the guys that created The Last of Us, but at the same time they also created Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, yeah.
That was my favorite game.
People tend to forget that. People tend to forget that sometimes.
No, I don't forget. That was my favorite game.
You don't, but you're as old as me almost, so
I guess
it's different. It's
People
different.
old.
But
I heard that they had a hack. They had to hack the PlayStation.
Exactly. They had to hack the PlayStation in order to make the game run on the PlayStation system.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because
the PlayStation has, I believe, it has a 4 megabytes or 8 megabytes developer memory only for the development stuff. And they're basically swapping out memory in and out in order to make the game make the PlayStation able to load some parts of the game without making the game crash or the console crash, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, if you look at Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1, it was a very, very advanced game for its time.
Yeah,
even now, it still looks like it's open world.
It is. Compared to the general games that you see on PSX, that was the stuff. That was really hard to do. But at the same time, see what happens. It's just kind of revolutionary because you have to make your own rules to make stuff work.
Yep.
And they managed. They managed, and they are now, I believe, a multimillionaire game developer studio.
Yeah, definitely.
it pays out. It paid out definitely.
Especially with all the Naughty Dog series, all the what's it called Uncharted.
Everything.
No, it's I don't know if it's not. I don't know. I mean, it's The Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of
What do
Us
you mean?
2, Uncharted,
It was
Last
Last
of
of
Us.
Us.
so good. It was so good, and it's still
Yeah.
being sold so like well to
I
this
think
day.
they just leaked up part 3.
What?
No,
Last
it's
of Us.
actually. I believe it was fake.
Oh, I see. Kind of
Most
like
like bad
Half-Life
news
3.
for it.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Half-Life
Yeah,
3 was
most
fake.
likely. Yeah.
Oh,
Most
that
likely.
was also not real.
Not really, because I think what's his name, Gabe Newsom.
Gabe Newell.
Oh,
Gabe
Newell.
Newell.
Yeah, he. I think on his documentary he mentioned that they pretty much had like a preview and they were working on it, but the technology's so
What?
old that he had to scratch it.
No
Yeah,
way.
pretty much. Yeah, because too much time has passed, so
Oh.
they were
See, the
like, we
thing
can't release episode 3 on an engine that's 20
see, the
years
thing
old.
about
It's
Valve, they want the latest
makes no sense.
technology. That's
They
why
do.
they
Yeah.
released Alex in VR when VR was hot.
Yeah.
They thought it was
Half-Life 1 was revolutionary for the graphics and the engine. Then
It was.
Half-Life
Half-Life
2
2
was
was the
revolutionary
physics.
for the graphics and for the physics.
Yep.
Then Half-Life Alyx was revolutionary for the graphics and the VR capabilities. So to make another Half-Life, say Half-Life 3 or this whatever it's called, episode 3, they want another thing for the innovation to make it a new thing. It has to be something that no one has ever seen, just like any
Yeah.
other Half-Life game.
We need
It's
Elon Musk.
ambitious.
We need Elon Musk to release the neuron. The neuron thing chip that goes
Yeah,
in your brain.
yeah.
Maybe then we'll get a Half-Life 3.
Or get a
That
robot
could,
to play the game for you or
that
something.
could be a thing, actually. That could be a thing. There's a Tobii eye tracker if they really want to use something weird.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my
I mean,
gosh.
VR has eye tracking, so
Oh
let's see.
Yeah,
wow.
Oh,
as
but they
well.
are working. I think they are working on a new VR headset called the Deckard. It's the secret name.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but we'll see what they're gonna do with it. Not everybody's.
But they don't want
gonna-
that. They don't want to make it VR exclusive, just like Alex.
What do you mean they don't want
Just
it to
that
be VR
that
exclusive?
that ship is sailed. That ship has sailed. Okay, VR
It's.
was a thing, and now people are okay. VR exists. Deal with it. Okay, it's done.
But I don't
They
think
now
it's
have to
done.
deal with something else.
I don't think
They
it's.
don't want to use VR. I know that for
Oh,
sure. They
okay,
don't
okay,
want to use VR on Half-Life 3
Yeah.
or any other new Half-Life because they want
okay.
most people to be able to play it. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't even play Half-Life Alyx. I had to play it with the no VR mod because I don't own a powerful enough computer to be able to handle VR, and also I cannot afford a freaking VR headset because they really are expensive, especially if you want to use the one that they think is the best to play Half-Life Alyx, which is the Valve Index, which costs a fucking grand.
Yeah.
It's not something you can do. I mean, I can't do that, man.
It's impossible.
I can't use I can't use that much money just for a freaking headset just to play one game. I don't. It's not.
I
It's
mean, it's the
not
only game.
something people should do. Not at
It's
my age, at least.
it's the only
If you're
game you'll
15,
need.
maybe yes. Not a 34.
Yeah, but to be honest, Half-Life Alyx is probably the only game you'll need.
Really?
What?
Oh.
What?
Half-Life Alyx because it set the standard for VR.
Yeah. We have to thank Boneworks, I guess, first.
I don't want to really. I think weren't they working on? Wasn't Boneworks?
No, we have to thank Boneworks because I believe Boneworks collaborated with Valve in order to make Valve Index what it is.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I don't remember properly if that's actually. I don't remember correctly if that's actually was the thing, but I do believe that Boneworks had collaborated with Valve. Something.
I mean, I could see it because they added physics to things that you can do in the game.
Yeah.
The fact that you can spank Alex is like so phenomenal. Yeah.
No, you're Alex. How can you spank yourself?
You are Alex. How can you spank yourself?
I mean, in the beginning of like the other one, the Half-Life one.
Oh, the VR version.
Yeah.
I guess.
When you play through, like you're about to enter like that. When you see the robot dog.
You're talking about episode 1.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Yeah, I mean you can in any VR game.
It's just a visual representation of spanking, but it's not really. It's not. It's
You
not.
don't get the
It's
jiggle
not.
effects.
It's not. It doesn't have any satisfaction. Yeah, it's different. Spanking someone's ass and must be must satisfy you. If it doesn't, it's not working. Yeah,
I think you need
might
plugins for that.
just not do it.
You need more hardware for that kind of stuff.
Hardware.
I think they have that in like VR chat, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm so done.
This is degenerating.
I cannot do
But that's another topic within itself. We could probably
yeah.
talk about that if we choose to on the next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Beer back. 1 minute. Hold up.
Okay.
Honestly, VR is definitely like a trip, and definitely would be a good segment to talk about because not everybody does VR. Honestly.
Yeah, actually, we could talk. Maybe, hopefully, get a hold of VR developers and maybe talk about their game.
We should talk to people who are fans of VR and people who are not, and have them in a room and make it interesting.
Have a debate.
Have a debate, yeah. Especially talk about games and
Maybe
compare them.
different. Yeah.
I think that would be interesting to talk about, like,
Yeah.
especially because like it's like not VR has really come a long way, so I understand what you're trying to say because I've seen it myself. It's
Yeah,
almost
and it's still evolving. I mean,
it's still evolving.
Facebook
Yeah,
is doing its thing. It's carrying the VR
they are. They are, and
community, and
people do it.
yeah, you still got the haters though.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I see.
It's not gonna make a big. I think it's all in the games. Like there hasn't been any other game besides Half-Life Alyx, but there
Yeah,
are. But
a lot of things in the works.
I guess Meta is coming up with a lot of good exclusive though. Like they just released Batman. Uh, Metro just released their game.
I
Metro
know.
Exodus. Yeah.
I know. Dude, I want to
There's a
try
lot
it.
of games now that are actually coming, and then there's gonna be another exclusive from Facebook called
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I forgot what it was called, Bomesius or something.
Prometheus?
No, it's I forgot the name of it. But another game exclusive that's coming out also is Aliens for VR. Shannon, we're talking about VR. How some people say it's pretty much. Some people say it's dead, but
yeah, that's done.
I say it's getting better on my perspective because there's a lot of exclusive already coming up. Nothing as good as Half-Life Alyx, I want to say, but they are exclusive already coming up. Like I don't know if you've heard of the Batman game that just came out. You got the new
I
Alien.
heard about it, but I didn't really see it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually I played some of it.
I can't have any opinion about VR because I never played any VR game. I never actually touched any VR headset in my whole life.
Yeah, it's a good experience. It's a good experience once you.
I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those people that I don't really like virtual reality kind of things. I don't like the feeling. It feels unnatural. I get dizzy. I get headaches. I don't feel good after playing. I actually feel like I'm kind of like overheating. The helmet is kind of like.
It's called motion sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. I get it really bad. Like I
You
have to
gotta
take a break.
develop your VR legs, and especially if you have an older headset, that's what you get on the older headset. The newer ones and newer games limit that.
Yeah.
Because the FPS, or the frames.
I believe it's just a matter of habit because getting used to it. Because I know people, millennials like me, my same age, that basically when they were young, they couldn't stand FPS games because they make them dizzy.
Right.
Because they see this view moving around constantly, and they just don't like the feeling, and they just don't like. They don't play that. They rather play games like Age of Empires, you know.
Or Tetris.
Yeah.
Or Tetris, yeah, still games, still camera games. Or Resident Evil, where you have fixed camera angles.
You know? League
of Legends. Maybe that too.
That's true.
But they can't stand. They just they get dizzy. They get dizzy. So even VR will make it even worse, probably.
That makes sense because I don't like playing new games that much, to be honest. Like I always go back to my old school games.
It's because Rux
And
is a
like,
boomer, you know.
We all
yeah,
boomers here. What are talking about?
pretty much, yeah. No, I'm serious. Like I prefer playing old school Half-Life.
She's a
Like
boomer at heart.
I
Yeah,
am.
we are all
And
boomers at heart.
I
Yeah,
can't. I don't like the new games. Like I get so disinterested, and I just rather play like my old nostalgic games. I'm one of those people that just always goes back.
I feel
Like
like newer games just it's like watching a movie. It's like I'm sitting down
yeah.
for like 30 minutes and I
Have
haven't
you
even gotten to
seen
play it.
my games history on Steam?
Mm-mm.
I mean, everything is old. I mean,
Straight up.
Half-Life 2 is 20 years old. Half-Life is 25 years old.
Yep, straight up action. That's how we
Yeah.
like.
Half-Life 2
That's how we
Deathmatch,
play.
Episode
Video games.
2,
I got nothing but survival
Left
games.
4 Dead 2. I mean,
Yeah.
it's also Unreal Tournament 3. It's all stuff, that old stuff. I mean, so yeah, I'm a nostalgic guy myself. I don't appreciate new games the same way I
Same.
appreciate the old games, even if I know what they are and already have played it like for hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of hours. It's not the same thing. It's not the same drill, you know.
That's how I feel about the Resident Evil games are good, but
very old, where you can actually perceive a specific difference between the old and the new ones, like the Resident Evil remakes. Those make sense.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
those were good.
Even though I'm a kind of a purist, not completely, but I still prefer the old ones because it brings back memories. You know,
It
you
does.
don't have any memory, you just create new memories on the new games, but you don't have any old memory. It's different. That's what happens when you're a nostalgia person.
Pretty
I'm
much.
the opposite, but I agree with you in terms of God of War. I like the old God of War more than the newer ones because
they're just different.
Yeah, they're different. That's
Different
why.
playstyle as well.
For Resident Evil, at least the developers try to keep it similar, especially because of remakes.
They tried, but still, Resident Evil.
I
The
even say
Resident
they
Evil 2
improved upon it.
remake. I believe it has like a. I don't remember. Do they have? Does it have a like a third person view?
Right, it does.
The new Resident Evil 2, yeah. The old one, the original one, doesn't have it. It has fixed cameras.
Yeah.
So it's just
But those
different. You
cameras
play as
were
the
annoying.
new. Not for me, honestly.
For
Not
me,
for me, because it was a specific type of gameplay. It was set to work like that, and it worked pretty well because
No, it did.
the game
It did
had
for
a
its
huge
time.
success.
Yeah.
So you basically played the new Resident Evil 2 remake the same way you played Resident Evil 4, which tried a new approach on the camera system. It was the first one, and that's kind of different. You don't see the same thing like it was back in the day. You know.
Yeah,
You have
maybe
those
because
fixed camera angles, and you can see the whole level, the whole portion of the level in one shot. While in Resident Evil 2 remake, you have to like move the camera, pan it around, and see the stuff. It's different. I mean, some people might not like it. I mean, I do understand that they needed to make some stuff different. Also, the story about the game is different. The stuff doesn't happen the same way it happens in Resident Evil 2 OG. You know,
which I like because it makes things
it spices things up.
Spice things up, and it makes things interesting, and you don't exactly know what's gonna happen next.
Oh, very chaotic.
Because on Resident Evil 4, I'm beginning to play it. There's a lot of dynamics that are different. Like, if you're on the second floor, the floor cracks and breaks, and you fall.
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy crap! I was not expecting this." And
this is good actually.
And the parasites are more like
gross.
It's more harder.
I believe it's the same kind of method.
Same method, but
same
more
kind
harder.
of thinking that. Yeah. No, I mean the same method they use on movies. Like when you go see a movie of a video game or a movie of a book, it's not the same of the video game. It's not the same of the movie because you need something different.
Definitely.
need something different. Just like let's talk about the movies from Resident Evil. I mean, they're completely different from the original games. There's nothing of the original game. Even the protagonist is not even. Who is this Alice? There's
Right.
no one named Alice in the original game, but
Even
you
in the
have
new
that in the
Resident
movie.
Evil, even on the new Resident Evil, I didn't like how they portrayed Leon. He was more like a
I
coward,
liked
you know.
it. I liked
It was
it.
it was a good movie, but Leon is not like
I
he's
know.
Nah,
not
it wasn't.
he was bitch made. Not gonna lie,
Yeah, no.
he was getting
Yeah,
punked by the chief. I think
yeah. I
that's
mean,
the chief.
The original Leon S. Kennedy, the best uh game that made basically made you meet Leon
Hmm.
was Resident Evil 4, most likely.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah, he was
much.
just more
That's
soft,
the
and
thing.
compared to the game, I was like, holy crap, this is not
Yeah,
Leon. I was kind of
Yeah.
upset,
same.
but the movie was good.
That in the new movie. You're talking about the new movie, right?
The new one
Because
with yeah.
Leon also appeared in one of the movies of the old movie saga, and he was pretty much an idiot. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
It's-
nothing about Leon in
yeah.
that character, like at all.
exactly.
It was different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same thing
but
goes for Ada Wong. Ada Wong is a kind of a cold ass person, while in the movie is this kind of a cheeky Japanese character. It's this is not Ada Wong. What are you
no,
doing? The
but
first time I saw her, I was like, what? What is this? Just because it's dressed like her doesn't make it her.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
yeah.
But
Also on
still,
the
as I
new
said, it's different. It
Netflix,
has to be different. If it's the same, you just know what to expect. So if people are like,
yeah,
oh, I know what happens next. I know what happens next. Boring. That's it.
yeah, the surprise element just disappears.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. All
Mm.
right. Well, boys and girls, I gotta
Same
end
goes
this
for the Harry
stream.
Potter movies.
I gotta end the
Mhm.
streams. I think we went over 2 hours.
Yeah, we did.
I don't want to make this longer than it should. But hey, Chanets,
Damn.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the insights, and I
Yeah.
learned a lot.
The tips.
Thank you
Learned a
too,
lot.
guys.
Thank you for the interview. Hopefully, we could do another round of
Oh
nostalgia
yeah.
series.
Yeah, for
Yeah. Damn.
real.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe with some gameplay with all of us
We should
and Dark,
do
Definitely.
hopefully,
we
if he
should
happens to show up next time.
we should do
Yeah.
an event for sure. I'm definitely down.
For what?
An event.
A Vampire Slayer event.
A mod event or
we
something.
we talked about it, but we never did it.
We
Yeah.
gotta plan something out.
Mm.
Yeah.
But we'll think about it. We'll think about it. There's time.
Definitely. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
No problem.
Thank you too.
All
Thank you,
right.
Bye
thank you.
bye.
Bye bye.
All right.